Hello and welcome to our review of Stephen King's The Stand. It's a new show on CBS All Access, and we have a long-time Stephen King fan right here, and a first-time The Stand watcher in Joe.
Or even knowing about it, really.
Yeah, knowing about the show or anything about it, right?
Yeah.
So, this is Joe. I'm Larmer. This is our little show. I'm going to start off pretty quick and just give me first thoughts, first impressions.
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting with I feel like it's going to have a really good lead up to something really big. I don't know exactly what it is, but funny time to put something like this out.
Very difficult to put something like this out in the world that we're in, because this has been shooting back in 2019.
Yeah. I'm
surprised they put it out now with the show. You should know about it if you clicked on this video, but the show is about a global pandemic that kills 99.7% of the population, and it's 100% communicable. If you're by somebody, you got it. It's a wrap. So
from over in the vicinity, whatever it may be.
Global pandemic, all bad, right? And
break up to 1,000.
It's not COVID. This is like,
it's not your normal pandemic.
No. Yeah. Normal pandemic is a wild phrase.
It is, right?
But yeah, get into it. How did you like Harold, the long-haired guy?
Weird.
He's charismatic. Like, you kind of root for him, right?
No,
not at all. You didn't have any of that with him, huh?
No.
I saw a little bit in the beginning whenever he was like getting picked on. It was where he was spying on Fran. Like,
hardcore through a fence.
Yeah,
I think he had the intention to go over there to talk to her or whatever it was. It seemed like he was trying to build up the nerve to go talk to her.
Yeah,
and then he found out she was talking to her dad at the time. But it was just a really creepy vibe you had from him.
I think it's both creepy and like they focus so much on him. I think that some of the general audience might think that he might be like the main character. You know,
he's not though.
Well, there isn't really a main character in the show. It's a ensemble. It's like a play. There's so many people.
They bounced around a little bit. Yeah.
These are pretty much the three main players. There's a lot more to be introduced. Hope that comes in episode 2. But in episode 1 starts off. And how did you feel about the time jumping? Because they jump back and forth. I thought I've listened to the book 3 or 4 times on Audible, and I was a little confused. I know this book front to fucking back.
Yeah.
But the time jumping kind of got me.
Well, this type of time jumping wasn't too much, because you get that on a lot of TV shows nowadays. If you pay attention to what's going on, it's not that hard to catch up with. You just have to piece it together.
Did you go subtitles?
Oh, no.
Okay. I almost did, but I was like,
I think it wasn't a quiet enough show or anything like that. You understood. I was literally on Twitch and watched it at the same time.
Okay.
So it was one of those things where I was still paying attention to what was going on. I understood every piece was happening, and when they jumped back, I was like, wait, is this now or beforehand? Now, beforehand? Okay, I'm good. They gave you enough piece of what was going on, that certain clip or certain scene, that you knew it was jumping back and forth.
No doubt.
Yeah? The disease.
What about it? What do you think?
Bruh.
It's nasty, ain't it?
Bruh.
It's nasty.
Her dad?
That neck?
Oh,
call that shit tube neck.
That was the first time you heard. I was like, oh, what the hell?
Oh, yeah.
Bro, that's so gross.
Yeah.
What they call it, Captain Trip?
That goes by a lot of things in the book, but I think the show's running with Captain Trips.
Yeah, that's nuts. In the book, did they actually decide for like what it is or what it came down to?
Yeah, like it's books are great because you could tell it from inside a character's head. There's no they don't have to talk for exposition, for explaining to the story, right? Yeah. And in the show, that's definitely what this first episode is just catching you up to like the first third of the book.
Yeah.
That's because the first third of the book is just called The Plague. It's actually broken up into 3 books. So I'm going to talk about this book while we're in this fucking little thing. So I love the book.
Yeah. Yeah. The crazy part to me is seeing how everything kind of went down from the Redmonds.
Stu?
Yeah, Stu. Yeah. His point of view.
Yeah.
Of seeing like from the military standpoint.
Yeah.
Of like how everything crippled super quick on their end.
Wait, we talking about the army guy or the white dude?
Army guy.
Okay, the army guy. That's Campion.
Campion.
Yeah, he's patient 0.
Yeah.
And they do that phenomenally well.
How things just crippled so quick in the military.
Yeah.
They were like, we kind of estimated they had a thought like, hey, our soldiers are going to turn on us, but they stayed loyal to the very end.
You talking about the guy at the end? Starsky. The old dude or the black dude?
Not the black guy.
Okay, the old dude at the end in the room.
No.
Okay, the doctor that was with him the whole time. No. The jacked up
main
dude.
patient 0.
Oh, okay, yeah, Stu. He was Army at one time, but yeah, that's Stu.
Okay,
yeah. Yeah.
What's his last? I think his last.
Stu Redmond.
Yes, I said Redmond.
Yeah.
He's gonna be an interesting character to see kind of where he comes from.
Yeah.
How he made it out of the facility, and then where he ends up.
Yeah, for sure.
The end of the episode was like, what the fuck?
Which ending is that? You're gonna be specific.
Pregnant chick.
Oh yeah, that's Franny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's pregnant now.
How did they end up like together and all that? Because they end up in Colorado, right?
Yeah, they're in Boulder. That's the Boulder free zone that Harold is dumping the bodies out of. And
yeah.
That's where Whoopi Goldberg tells them to go.
Yeah, told them to go. She told them to go.
It's not really a spoiler or anything like that.
She told. Did she tell Revan to go? I'm assuming when he crawled through the little
maybe that's different, man.
He ran into the wolf.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Like, what's the wolf gonna symbolize, or who's the guy at the end?
Yeah,
that was in the car with the black guy and his wife.
Yeah,
like what is that?
Did you see his boot holding the door open?
Yeah,
that was crazy.
I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
like is that like them playing a part in the devil, or what's gonna happen?
I'm not going to explain it.
I know. I'm just saying, like that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, because it's with Stephen King, that can happen.
Something's gonna happen.
Something like that can happen.
Yeah,
where something's trying to lead things down a certain path.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
and that wasn't really ever said in the book that the flu was necessarily this man's fault.
Yeah,
but I like they put it in there. That was a good touch.
It's crazy that the guy was in that room at the very end where the lady was sick. Like, how did she get that sick in a contaminated seat?
I don't know. Like, maybe the way that I put it in my head is that maybe when her Captain Trips was spilled, it's way more potent, and it's like bam, bam, bam. You go through the stages. You know, like other people are like hit one day, and the next is like, oh no, I feel a little sick. And the next one they're dead.
Yeah.
But maybe that it was the same way in the book. People died like at their desk. I'm like, okay, if I'm sick with this disease, I'm probably not gonna be at my desk working. It's not like a instant kill. You know, they're like, oh no, I'm dead. It's not like that. But
it was crazy to see the doctors when Redmond was running out of the facility.
Yeah, all of them were dead.
They were just trying to like figure out what was going on. They had, the one dude had needles in his neck at one point.
Just testing himself.
That's
nuts. Yeah,
that's
crazy, right,
man? It blew my mind. Like thinking about that and the fact that there was only 2 people left in that main town.
A Gunquit. Yeah,
that's nuts.
Yeah,
I don't understand that though.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm still trying to figure out how are they going to figure out what causes them to be immune versus others.
That is something that you're gonna have to deal with. Like, I'm not gonna tell you what happens, but that's definitely should be, why are they this way? What is why, you know? And it's there's gonna be a lot of questions after episode 1, but I was thoroughly pleased with it. Like I said, I was like 48 minutes in. I had one complaint. My complaint was these actors could not fake sneeze to save their fucking life. Holy shit!
They fake sneezing.
It was terrible.
Yeah, the back coughing.
And it was like, if you had all that shit in your lungs, you wouldn't be talking normal. Like, they could have done a little bit more like acting prep with that. Yeah, that's my only issue.
Give me a wheeze.
Yeah,
your throat swelled like this big.
Yeah, you're not like
you're just talking. Yeah,
like nobody spit phlegm or anything. That'd be great. You know, like just something like that would have been amazing.
The one dude though, his seemed pretty, like the way he acted at the end before he got his neck cut.
Yeah,
his was like, do you see the dripping coming out the nose because he's leaning over and shit like that? Yeah, I like that.
I thought that whenever he cut his neck, maybe shit would spill out and he'd still be able to breathe for a while, and he'd have to still like fight him down.
I thought he was gonna have to do that.
Yeah,
because it seemed like whenever he cut him, it was more so blood and pus.
Yeah, but it seemed to just be maybe he couldn't breathe, whatever it may be. Like, cool. I don't need the most special effects from the show. Whatever they
I know, but
it
was almost like an infection on his neck. Like, you cut that open, he should still be able to breathe. You didn't cut deep enough to his neck.
It's like if you had if you like cut us in the stomach, we're not gonna fucking die.
No, I'd be like, oh my god,
that fucking hurt. Goddamn.
It's like the fat guy on Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna be interesting to see how they play each character and how they bounce back and forth and how they actually interconnect all the characters together when they finally, either before they get to Colorado or the road they take to get Colorado. Yeah. Because they're the 2 that was in Maine are going to Atlanta. Technically,
yes, that is their goal, and
Redmond knows that Atlanta's done. It's followed.
What did he say about Atlanta? I didn't hear it. They're like, you don't want to go to Atlanta. And then he like mumbled.
He says something along the lines of, he said, isn't the main headquarters for the CDC in Atlanta? He said, well, up to our knowledge, Atlanta's basically gone for. It's just done with. Yeah. Okay. So they went to a different CDC site that was more secure.
They said they went to like where the vice president was supposed to be. Like, it was an underground bunker. I don't know all that. I don't know what's really going on.
Yeah. At the same time, I think of, is this a different a different turn of what happened. Because they say we just got done with Ebola.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that mutated from Ebola. Or could possibly be.
I think that
for them, I'm telling you, like for them, how they look at it.
Yeah, I think that what Starsky, the dude at the end that was in the control room, what he was saying is that this was planned, and how Harold was saying that some scientist made this disease and was like, hey, look, it kills almost everybody, and he got an award and a raise, and I think that's what they're leaning into in this. That it's.
I think it wasn't planned, but they played a simulation of this happening.
I think that's what they're
He said this was above our simulation because they wanted to play it in the head like, hey, what if?
Yeah.
Like type stuff. In
the book, Starsky is such more of a like a negative and like just broken down character. He's great, and he has this one quote talking to one of his not superiors, but like the other people he's in charge of, right?
Yeah.
And he's like. Subordinates. There you go. Good word. And he's talking about, and he's like, he has the order because like they're talking about with the podcast. They're like, oh, this is what's happening. And it starts getting shut down. There's protests and shit in the book, all about that. And Starsky gives the order for martial law and to turn on these people, like to fire upon American citizens for this. And it's like this big order, and everybody's like, well, what the fuck? Why are you doing this? And like, it's gonna get out. Like, too many people know people are gonna sick. This is the end of the world. And Starsky's like, if you were to find your parent naked and drunk and passed out on the floor, you would cover their shame before calling for help.
True.
It's like, damn, like that's a military ass way to look at it.
Yeah.
So I really like they did Starsky all right, making him look like kind of like the overlord for a bit, and then introduced him at the end. He had a little bit.
I will say the one thing I don't like thus far is they play the little podcast snippets and the radio snippets and the president at one point.
Mm-hmm.
What happens to America all within that time period? They just see. I understand we see it from the point of view of like 3-4 people, but what's happening around that?
That's where I think that the book excels so well, and I wish that the show, they might happen in episode 2. It might be just a whole view of jumping around.
Let us see the meltdown.
Yeah,
let us see the meltdown.
Wild shit going down.
All we see periodically at the very beginning of the first episode is you see people coughing, and stuff like that. But how are those people affected? How did they get affected when technically this is supposed to happen and starting in California? We're in Maine. In
the book, Campion comes, hits them. They get infected. A state trooper visits them to tell them that some CDC boys are coming down. That state trooper goes all over the state of Texas, and it's fucking done after that. He pulls over one person that's traveling to New York. He pulls over another person that's in Kansas City.
Events like always, yeah.
It's just communicability.
Because we don't know the actual time stamp of what happens or when something happens, so and so. Yeah. But when they locked down Texas, he had been in there for 3 days, so we don't know when he actually.
That was just the city of Arnett.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know exactly when the timetable actually happens of him getting in full contact with the black guy or
Campion.
Campion. We don't know exactly when he got in contact with him and what branched out from them, but they shut down Arnett pretty damn quick though.
They did, and it's just it's explained in the book, but I don't know if it really brings any value to the show if you're trying to hook somebody. Yeah. Like I think that we might find it interesting. Yeah, because I care about the book, you care about the situation, especially with the pandemic. They could have definitely had a whole episode just on how does this spread, what's going on. You know? I also didn't like the fact that nobody like in the army place was just wearing masks at all times. I think they should have been PP'd up. They could have played. They could have played both roles. I think inside of this. I think they wanted. I think they may end up playing it safe. They want to. I think they may not show like, hey, you'll have these set of people that say this is just so and so. Don't listen to them. You'll have these set of people saying we need to do this, and this, and no one's going to listen to either side. Yeah. And people are going to go on living their lives like normal. Quote unquote living their lives like normal, so it's one of those things. So I don't think they're going to play that because how sensitive that type of shit may be. But at the same time, this is a streaming platform. They can do what the fuck they want to, whatever you want. But it's also CBS.
I know. They're throwing us directly into the fire, almost like The Walking Dead did.
Yeah, and we
don't know what the fuck happened before that. And then they spun off another show like
the Rise of the Walking Dead or Fear of the Walking Dead.
Like, just give me that small little piece of the meltdown of America, meltdown of the world, like this. Like give us some context behind it.
Yeah, I think that ideally this could have been like a 3-4 year show. It's going to be a 1 year show. Yeah, it's just nature of the beast. I think it could have been.
Or even give us flashbacks.
That's what they're probably going to do. It's just going to be flashbacks all the way through. I think that starting it off with the body disposal was a really good choice, which I think is pretty cool. Like okay, like shit's gone down. Something's happened. There's a whole bunch of dead people, and Harold's on there. Man, I like the Tom Cruise thing. I think that was badass. That he's learning how to fake smile and shit. And
but that's him playing into his new role of what he wants to be.
or is that him faking a role? That's what I got from it.
He's faking a role because he wants to try to he wants to recreate himself.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to be the same guy that was in Maine.
Yeah.
Of being the guy that was weird and got picked on and things like that. Because it's a new life for him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's mentally invested into a female that ain't his.
It ain't happening.
And I feel like that's gonna fuck him up even more.
They played the incel side of him so great, so great. I cringed at the whole scene on the couch, and it was perfect, beautiful.
What about the scene inside of the garage when he was getting ready with the knife and the gun?
Yeah, solid,
bruh,
solid. Bruh. He's gonna be the best character to watch. I don't even give a fuck about anybody else. Like, I'm ready to see his story. It's gonna be great.
He's playing that role where he's the good guy. He doesn't really do much wrong, things like that. Mm-hmm. But it's gonna be interesting to see. Yeah. I'm scared for everybody. He's gonna catch a few bodies.
I don't know. I don't know.
Because we don't know the structure of this town. We don't know exactly how many people are in it.
No.
We don't know if there's a government set in place, because is this the last handful of immune people in America, or what's going down there?
Yeah. I think that they'll get into some of that. There's a lot of ways they can go, and I'm ready to see how they do it, because it looks like they're establishing some characters that we're only going to know by face in Boulder. So, okay, like the guy that Harold was like fishing with there for a bit, or at the auditorium, right?
Who wants to talk about open up a movie theater?
Don't give a shit about that guy. Don't care. Don't think he's one of the main characters. I think he's just going to be a guy. But I think we'll recognize him by face for a while.
But I think it'll be a guy that will end up catching a body by her. So. Yeah. Where does Whoopi play a role in this? And where does that one guy at the very end we saw a shadow glimpse of that held the door? Yeah. We saw him in the back seat. Yeah. Those are the two main people we have to when they're there we have to pay attention to.
Who the guy with the boots and the guy
with the boots, the guy with the boots, and then and then Whoopi. Yeah, those are the two main characters. When they pop up, if something significant's gonna happen, it's gonna play a major role.
You just hit the nail on the head. Like, that's not a spoiler. Those are the two players.
Following Stephen King from growing up. Yeah. And how he likes to play those certain roles. Yeah. Those supernatural pieces do play in it. I mean, obviously everybody plays a play in every little piece, but the Queen and the King are usually the people that aren't around as much. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm ready to see how they introduce Whoopi and see how they use her. And the Dark Man is what we'll call him, because we're going to call him in the show. That's the guy on the highway that held his boot. He's the Dark Man.
Does he play Wolf and Man?
Sure. Like, I think they showed like on the shadow, like they showed like a wolf shadow and then transformed into him. Yeah. He's all over the place. He's an enigma. I don't know how to define him, what he is. He's him. So
he'll be the new guy in town. Yeah, that's how I look at it.
Oh yeah, I think so.
He'll pop up in town. He'll be the new guy in town nobody knows about. Yeah. Really mysterious. Then shit's gonna start hitting the fan whenever he shows up.
Yeah. Cool. I can't wait until next Thursday. I have something to look forward to on Thursdays now.
Oh, it comes out every Thursday?
Yeah.
Day off.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting this shit out, and I'm hoping before I can go to bed here in about 2 hours.
Nice. So. Okay, I'm down, man.
Yeah. So, out of 10, this episode, what do you think?
With a brand new show like this, I'm
doing decimal points, so go ahead if you want to.
I'll give it a solid 7.5.
Okay, I'm going 9.5. For a book enthusiast,
for getting me hooked, it's a 7.5.
Okay, I think they did all right. A lot of exposition, a lot of telling you what's going on, but not really telling you what's going on. Mm-hmm. But I also don't need everything laid out for me, cut and dry.
Yeah, for me, coming into a show like totally blind, not knowing what the hell it was about. Mm-hmm. They did a good job of trying to drive me in.
Would you recommend it to the viewers?
I'd recommend it. Okay, I'd recommend it.
Is it scary?
No.
Is it traditional Stephen King? Like scary, spooky?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's a decent show you can watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like a spooky, scary type fucking Castle Rock type shit.
Yeah. If you didn't know, Green Mile, Stand By Me, Shawshank Redemption, all Stephen King. Give him a chance. Yeah. Saying. Yeah. I'm just saying. Those are 3 like classics. That's a podcast topic. But we're not on a podcast. We're just talking. This went longer than I thought it was going to be anyways. So yeah, The Stand, CBS All Access. I don't know how much I'm paying for it. I just blindly put in my information. So I'm watching this motherfucker. It's like probably my top 3 book by him.
Let's just every week just re-sign with a different email.
Could probably do that.
CBS don't go cuts.
JNL Pod 1 coming next week, baby. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this week's episode. We got a channel here on YouTube called Redacted Media, and we have a couple of people underneath that umbrella. Drop Balls Podcast is a sports podcast held by my guy Chris.
Yep.
He's really great. It's really funny. He gets real deep into sports. Nothing I could bring him. Me and this guy, these 2 guys, we have our own podcast. We talk right here once a month or twice a month or 8 times a month. It just kind of depends on how we record.
Yep.
And we don't talk about anything, but we talk about a lot of things.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it.
It's fun stuff.
It's like the pastry stuff and like Three Musketeers. What is it? I really don't know.
Fluff?
I don't know what it is.
Awkward
But it's pretty
fluff?
good.
It's like chocolate awkward fluff?
I don't know. Chocolate awkward fluff. Chocolate awkward fluff. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Let's go.
But yeah, we got some stuff coming out on YouTube, so give us a follow. I try to put everything out on Apple Music and Spotify. We'll be on there. Maybe this will be on there, titled under something different. Yeah, so like, subscribe. Joe says share. I don't know who the fuck you're gonna share it to. But yeah, The Stand, CBS All Access. Watch it, please. They need the numbers. We need to show creatives that shows like this can survive.
Yeah. That or just go to Netflix where everybody wants to be seen.
But the office is off of it January 1, so cancel my subscription.
Thanks.
So we're out. See y'all next week.
See ya.
I don't know if we need to do peace every episode.
Always.